Do you have apples going soft in the fridge? Don't toss them. Turn them into this warm, spiced apple crisp that tastes better than pie and takes half the effort. When fall rolls in, there's nothing better than the smell of warm apples, butter, and spices drifting through the kitchen. Hi, friend, come on in. We used to eat this all the time when I was growing up, hot from the oven with a scoop of vanilla ice cream melting down the sides. It's the taste of fall, and it's one of those desserts that feels like a hug in a bowl. This apple crisp is cozy, simple, and the perfect way to use up apples that might be just past their prime. It's sweet, lightly tart, and finished with a crisp, buttery topping. Everything you want in a fall dessert. For the apples, I like to use a good pie apple or a dual-purpose variety, something that keeps its shape when baked instead of turning to mush. You'll need about 4 to 5 apples, or roughly 1 apple per person. Peel, core, and slice them into even pieces. These ones have been hanging out in my fridge a little too long. Not ideal for fresh eating, but perfect for baking. Once they're sliced, toss them in your baking dish with about 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. The lemon keeps them from browning and adds a bright note that keeps the dessert from feeling too heavy. To the apples, add half a cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and a teaspoon of nutmeg. If you'd rather keep it simple, you could use a teaspoon and a half or so of apple pie spice instead. I have a video coming this Friday where I show how to make both apple pie spice and pumpkin pie spice from scratch, and can explain what makes them different. Give the apples a good toss until everything is evenly coated, then set them aside. In a medium mixing bowl, add 1/4 cup of room temperature butter. Soften it slightly by creaming it or warming it for just a few seconds in the microwave. It should be workable, but still be mostly solid. Add 1/3 cup of flour, 1/3 cup of brown sugar, and 3/4 cup of rolled oats. Combine until the butter blends through and the mixture turns crumbly. It should just barely hold together when you squeeze it. It takes a little patience, and honestly, getting in there with your hands helps it come together faster. It's messy, but it works. This classic version is how we always made it, but there's room to make it your own. Try adding chopped nuts to the topping, or mix in raisins, cranberries, or even rhubarb with the apples. That's the beauty of baking like this. Once you know the base, you can play with it. Sprinkle the topping evenly over the apples, making sure to spread it all the way to the edges so every bite gets a little crunch. Bake at 350 Fahrenheit or 175 Celsius for about 30 to 40 minutes until the topping is golden brown, the juices are bubbling through, and the apples are tender when pierced with a fork. Let it cool for a bit before serving. It'll still be hot, but not molten. The syrup in the bottom will stay a little runny, and that's part of the charm. If you prefer a thicker sauce, you can toss a tablespoon of flour with the apples before baking, but I've never minded that sweet pourable sauce. And here it is, still hot from the oven. The apples are soft but not mushy, the topping is crisp and buttery, and the sugar and spices have mingled with that unmistakable fall flavor. This dessert comes together fast, and it's a great make-ahead treat. Just get it in the oven before dinner, and it's ready by the time the table's cleared. Serve it with vanilla ice cream, whipped cream, or just on its own. However you enjoy it, don't underestimate how satisfying something this simple can be. If you'd like the free plus printable recipe sheet, you'll find a link below. And if you love cozy, pantry-friendly recipes, make sure you subscribe. Next up, I'm showing you how to make your own apple pie and pumpkin pie spice blends. Thanks for hanging out with me today.